Hello everybody, Double Game here, and today we save the Byzantine Empire from the Ottomans, dominate the Balkans, gain over 500 development from our starting development, reach third rank power status, and if you want to see how we did that, you want to go ahead and keep watching this video, and if you like this kind of content, go ahead and give me a like and give me a comment down below. I really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get on to the video. Alrighty, we're going to hop right into our Byzantium campaign. We're going to choose our rivals. We can't rival Epirus because they didn't rival us first, but that's okay. We're going to focus mill. Then we're going to give out religious state and primacy, and we want to do it in that order because the more crownlands, the lower our crownlands are, the more we get from sale of titles. So we're going to get 164 from that. Then we're going to summon and seize. We're going to choose the Arta because we're going to be attacking them anyway, so that's perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and give out the rest of these privileges. I like to give out clerical ministers, oversight, expansion to zealotry, and then finish off with religious diplomats. I then choose right of council and supremacy. No more for the nobility because then they get a little rebellious. Then free enterprise, promote bookkeeping, and then most importantly, we force draft. I then followed that up by hiring the Free Company in Corinth, Palace Guard temporarily in Constantinople. I move my army down. I went ahead and got a siege general for my king, so that's perfect. I just want to combine my navy right there, move them down. We sold this fort because we couldn't afford it. Draft ships for war. In every province that's not building a carrack, we're gonna go ahead and build a galley. And then we're going to insult province, one of the Pope's rivals. Give some free influence with the Pope. In the 11th of December, we want to make sure we're attacking Epirus, because otherwise they'll get an alliance with someone. We just don't want that. Very quickly, we're going to hire this guy and get rid of him as soon as we can. That'll give us enough to ally with the Pope. Then we get this extra 15 mercenary cost from this privilege, plus morale, plus some claims, which is exactly what we want. So now we have claims on all of this, plus our cores that we start with. We're going to send a spy network to the Ottomans, and we're going to wait for our troops to build up. Or not troops, well, troops to move over, and then attack Epirus the 11th of December. And if you get real unlucky, they'll ally someone before the 11th of December. That's just a quick restart. We're going to move our troops right in. That siege finished, so what we're going to do for the treaty is actually take Arta, but then we're going to vassalize him and force religion. And that made it so he's a one subject Orthodox nation, will make him very obedient. Then we're going to go ahead and give out, this is the last privilege we're going to give to the nobility for a bit. It'll just be strong duchies. It'll make them pretty obedient. We'll be able to send a diplomat over to fully make him loyal. We're going to immediately core that. Take this, we get 75 diplo power and a core for annexing effort later. We miss out on the morale of armies and navies, but that's okay. Then go to immediately send alliances out to wherever we can. Be to Wallachia. There we go, finally ally me. I'm then going to send a diplomat over to Hungary, see if we can get them. That's more of a stretch goal, though he does feel for me a little bit. So actually what I will do is I'll quickly pull back my diplomat from the Ottomans and see if I can actually insult Bohemia. Okay, real quick. So we're going to always pick this bottom event because this top one takes up our military power that we're trying to save, and we can't have that. Alright, we can pull back our diplomat from Epirus. They're plenty loyal now. I'm just going to focus on currying favors with all of our allies. Then we can finally ally with the Hungarians. We're one diplo relation over, but that'll be fine. We're going to get rid of some of these guys after. Curry favors with him. I'm going to curry favors with Wallachia and Athens. We're going to kind of try to keep some of our ships in port. Because I notice if we let the Ottomans attack us, our allies tend to not really support us, but if they attack our allies, we can then reinforce them. The naval AI in this game is pretty poor at the best of times, but especially while it's a bunch of several strong, weaker navies attacking a stronger one, they really kind of mess up there. Alright, this last boat finished. Alright, now we can pull him back and send a final curry favors to Albania. Alright, and then we're done with them, so we can then start building our spy network in the Ottomans. Now we're just waiting for curry favors on Hungary. Ideally, I want to bring at least one of these nations into my Ottoman war, because even if the Ottomans make separate peace with whatever war they're involved in when we attack them, they'll still waste their time in Caucasia if we have allies over there. So we finally got Tech 4. Even with how hard we focused it, the Ottomans still beat us to it. But now that we have it, we'll be in a much better shape. And I will not be accepting any royal marriages with anyone I plan to attack later. I'm very likely to attack Wallachia the first opportunity I get. Alright, for this event, you might be tempted to get rid of this crappy privilege, but we actually have to choose the top one. Because it will, if we get rid of that, it'll give us like net 75% more mercenary cost. We're going to have a lot of mercenaries when we attack the Ottomans, so we're just going to choose this top one now, which gives us some gold. Alright, they're moving into Antonolia. Probably to get involved with some war over there, so what we're going to do, we're going to try to take advantage of this and merc up. Hire the palace guard. We want a general with a good amount of siege and some good amount of pips. The Hadjuks fill both of that. So they have shock, fire, and siege ability. With that, I'll hire the Anatoles and the Levins, and we're going to be going into a lot of debt, but that's fine. We're just going to go ahead and take about 400 ducats of debt right now. So as soon as he declares that war, we're going to be looking to attack. I'll hold off for a moment. Can't hold off very long though with all these mercenaries. Just he's going to basically immediately get that. But I actually can't hold off anymore. I'm going to attack for Gallipoli. Going to call in these allies and then go right into this war. So for this, I'm looking to break the walls on this real quick, and then what I really want to do is take Silistri real quick. Then I'm going to build set defensive edict in Thrace. Give me attrition, but we actually just got enough favors to call in Hungary. So this is doubly beneficial, because not only will Hungary help us, but he's also not going to attack Serbia and Bosnia. We finally get that blockaded. Unfortunately, he's got all of his troops over here, and there's not much I can do about that right now. Hopefully Skanderberg will see us to victory. He did. Got us to go forward to glory. And then hopefully we should stack wipe some Ottoman troops right here. We did. We didn't actually, yeah, because we haven't finished. We haven't actually finished yet with We haven't actually finished occupying all this European land, but we will now that we got the help from all these troops. So we actually did manage to really snipe the Ottoman Navy, which is what we wanted. We even captured some ships, and we're just going to go right back. You can see we're actually paying a lot of we're paying a lot of money to have these forces right now, so I'm actually going to get rid of some of them. Not the Anatoles. It's probably going to be... Actually, it will be the Anatoles. We're going to keep the Hadjuks. The rest of these guys we're going to move together and then cross over to Anatolia. We're going to move over to Hudvengar real quick to kick out the Ottoman Navy. We're going to get some free prestige. And we're going to start sieging Kosheli. So ideally we want to nation ruin the Ottomans in this war. I'm also going to go ahead and call to arms with Trebizond, because why not? Sure. I'll call in Georgia too. I guess Georgia won't join in. Let's see if I can quickly curry favors with him. Looks like we should be able to probably 100% peace the Ottomans. I'm going to quickly look at their score, because it'll tell us how many loans they have. So each loan is 0.02 of negative admin score. That means they're already at 4 loans. So if we punch them for max money, they're going to be even further in debt. For a peace treaty, we probably want something... Let me make sure this is all mine. Yep. We're going to want something like this, because we want to do the strategy where we actually take advantage of the Bulgarian separatists. Other than that, I'm going to... So he doesn't want 100% peace treaty yet, but I do. So I'm going to go ahead and continue occupying just a little bit more land. We're not going to take this land yet because Albania wants it, and I want to diplo-vassalize him. Alright, this peace treaty should be really good. We get 400 ducats back, almost 400. We can't quite pay back all of our loans, but we can pay back most of them. We would have gotten even more, but they was kind of distributed through all of our allies, but that's okay. Now we got reversal of the downfall. Like a phoenix we rise. We're then going to go ahead and wait for a little bit. So we're at 12%. We're then going to take that back. So you'd think we want to immediately demobilize our troops, but honestly, I'd rather do this first. Phoenix we rise, so we shall. We're going to get rid of the forts in Optimoy and Macedonia, just because we can't afford them. So yeah, like I said, immediately strike with the Iron Shot. We're going to co-belligerate Bosnia. Then we're going to call in Wallachia and Albania. And we're going to set the war goal for Kosovo. I can then start getting rid of some of these alliances. I'm going to get rid of my alliance with Georgia and Trebizond. They have fully served their purpose. They're just taking valuable diplo slots for me right now. Defensive. Then going to move my troops all into Serbia. Move my king into I'm going to move my king over to the capital of Serbia, and some mercenaries over to Visoki. I'm hoping they give me all that land. Yeah, they should. The only problem would have been Albania, but I already occupied the land he wanted for myself, so he's really got no choice in the matter anymore. Subjugate them, ask for land, and force religion. So it's gonna make them a much more loyal subject, which will be perfect for me. Alrighty, and Serbia has unconditionally surrendered, so what we're going to do is full annex them. I'm slightly tempted to subjugate them, but I don't want our existing subjects to get too froggy with me. Right over to Bosnia. I could make them a subject too, but it should be fine. I'd rather have one big obedient vassal in Bosnia. Oh, Austria flipped to friendly, so we can ally them. So we're going to use them in the future as a wedge against Austria. No, no. We're going to use Austria as a wedge against Venice. Haha. And here is the beauty of this strategy. We're going to immediately attack them. They have no army whatsoever. We're basically getting all this land for free. We're just walking in and taking it. There we go. Beautiful. And so now with the next war, not next war with the Ottomans, not only going to fully kick them out of Europe, but we're going to take a lot of Anatolian provinces. So the next war, we won't be able to full annex them, but if everything goes well, there's going to be, like, after this, 2 more wars with the Ottomans, so 3 in total. So I would say that's pretty good. And also, the Bulgarians didn't even have time to build a garrison. So this was literally just free land. Take max money. No one's really upset. In terms of Hungary, I'm thinking what we'll do. It'll be a bit of a tough war, but I'm thinking what we're gonna do is pull in the Austrians on like the Ottomans and then attack the Hungarians. So while the Austrians are dying in our war in Anatolia, we're then going to be taking all this land from Hungary, which I want to do. I want to eventually annex Slovakia, but they're still a bit too big for them to accept that. But we have essentially like 3 major routes of expansion right now, into Hungary, into the Ottomans, and then we can finish up the Balkans with Venice. Just depends on the first opportunity. I hate staying at peace for so long, so I might even go for. We actually can't go for Naples because Venice is the defender of the faith, so I really want to attack them. I'm not going to do it without Austria. I don't know why he's insisting on being friendly. It's unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about it right now. We can go to annex Athens. Alright, that'll give us reversing the decline, giving us manpower and goods produced. And it also should let us repair the army much easier. Much easier. We just need some gold. We're going to swap over to this guy. Click this privilege. It's going to tick off the nobility, but we finally got rid of this dreadful deteriorating army privilege, which was ruining our army tradition by giving us decay, making it so we reforce slower. Making it impossible to assault forts, and even ruining our morale. So we're in such a good place now. We're actually fighting all these Balkan wars with a handicap, so it's pretty good there. Next thing's next. I really want to get rid of Union of the Churches. We'll need to break some alliances though to do that. Alright, I'm also going to reduce all this autonomy. Gonna cause some rebellions, but that's fine. Chronically at peace right now, so there's really no issue with a few rebellions. That should have improved our income by quite a bit. Improved our gold income by a ducat. Our tax income by about a ducat. Production by 50.50. You'd love to see it. Provoke a revolt for the Bulgarians because they want to crush them all at once. I am actually going to take loans for the Renaissance because I actually think I might get I might get the gems event in Constantinople, which I would like. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and take the only icon that matters, the icon of St. Michael, and that will give us the ability to click Church in Distress. I don't have the privilege slots for religious culture, so we're just gonna skip that one for now. We got Curb Russian, get the Curb the Russians event. So we're gonna get Tolerance of the True Faith from. So the clerical minister's privilege actually got massively improved, because not only are we getting Tolerance of the True Faith, we're also getting more yearly Patriarch authority. We can check that right here. There we go. Beautiful. There we go. We got faceting in Constantinople. So we're going to get gems there, which is in the short term a better trade good. I think like long term glass is actually better. But for right now it's better. Also gems will give us a local tax modifier increase, and it'll give us the diamond district, which is really what makes this event worth it. Okay, I just like doubled my production income, and I got a little tax boost for my trouble. We did take a few loans for this, but we're gonna punch a bunch of money out of the Ottomans very soon. I'm gonna finish building up my army. We'll take one last loan. And we're going to hire. Let's look. But the Morlax, they've got a really good general. We're going to crush them in Adrian immediately. Move these troops over to Avalonia. So right now our discipline is actually at 115%, which is really good. Also pick up missionary strength advisor, and then force religious unity. We're going to set reconquest of we set a reconquest of Adrian, or let me think. Yeah, we'll set the reconquest of Adrian because we actually don't need to. Where's his capital? It's already in Kastamonu. Let's look at the highest development province here. So I actually do think Adrian's better because it's the highest developed province here, so if we make it the war goal, it'll be cheaper to take it in an actual war. Reconquest of Adrian. He's going to bring in his allies, so are we going to bring on Austria? Remember we talked about before how we might be able to even snipe the Bulgarians from this war. Yeah, we might also attack Bulgaria while Austria's in Anatolia. A little sneaky, but I mean, I'm fine with it. Alright, let's move all of our troops over to the Hungarian border. Going to set a war goal for the Serbian Corps right here. Oh, I think I got him now. There we go. Full stack wipe on the Hungarian army in the east. Let's move our army to Thames. Our mercenary army to Thames. I'd like to crush the Munich army in Albania. You know, like 2 more forts would just be awesome because it would actually keep them from like going into these random provinces in my army or in my land. And then my army wouldn't have to chase them down. No. Nice try. So our army is like really effective now. Like if we actually look at our armory quality comparison, we have 10 discipline on anyone else. We have morale on anyone else. Try to keep it that way. For our first ID group, let's look at this. So I'm going to go ahead and do trade as my first idea group. I feel like that'll pay off really well. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. I knew Austria would waste all of his time in my war while I'm attacking the Hungarians. In terms of a peace treaty from Hungary, I'm looking at something like this probably. And it's a lot of aggressive expansion, but since we had to be at peace for so long, our aggressive expansion is basically nothing. I guess like Silly is a little bit mad at us, but I don't really care about what one OPM thinks. That's a respectable peace treaty right there. We just need to take all these dang forts from Hungary. I'm actually going to... I don't need to order an assault. I was thinking about it, but we'll hold off. And now we're going to send these mercenaries south. Again, with the running all the way down here. There we go, got him. Alright, we can go ahead and win this siege now, anytime. Anytime now. There we go. I'm gonna split up my armies a little bit. If he wants to hide right here, I'm gonna let him. I'm just gonna take all of his land in the meantime. If we hit tier 7, we're going to swap our national focus. Real quick though, I am going to take this. But we do have to be careful of getting unbalanced research from falling too far behind in Diplo. We're gonna crush some rebels real quick. Hopefully the Hungarians don't get any ideas in the meantime. It looks like, yep, we can just barely get the tier 7. 6 years ahead, so we are spending a lot of military power on this. But I think it's going to be worth it for tier 7 because we'll get cannons and military tactics. It is pushing it. Like, you normally probably wouldn't want to push this far ahead, but this time I'm gonna. Now we can stop focusing on military, and I think actually focus on Diplo for a bit, because since we're falling behind. Normally I wouldn't do it, but it looks like we're going to continue being behind on Diplo, so we're going to push for Diplo for a bit. We can always swap again later. There we go, we'll crush the Hungarian army in Maros. Got a full stack wipe, so they should be ready for peace now. We're going to take all of Croatia, and then max money, max war reparations. So that's a hell of a peace treaty right there. Thank you for paying back our loans, Hungary. I'm thinking I'm also going to release Dalmatia here. Maybe Dalmatia, then Croatia as subjects. That way I don't have to core this land. I'll core these two provinces. We don't need both of these, so I'm going to get rid of the fort in Belgrade. Alright, we're going to full carpet siege and occupy the Ottomans. They should be ready for a peace treaty pretty soon. Yeah, we don't even have their capital and they want peace. Let's look at what this peace treaty looks like. So we're going to take Adrian for ourselves, take Albania for, or take Avalonia for Albania because they're a subject. I'm going to actually separate peace Karaman first. Next Karaman. We're going to core Seleucia, but then we're going to destroy this castle. And now we gotta finish making our peace treaty with the Ottomans. It's gonna look something like this. I'll take some less ducats a month just for some war reps. And that should do it. Gotta build a flagship first. Take some loans real quick. That'll give us the ability to make click Tactica, improve our galleys. So here's the thing, I want to like really trounce the Venetians. So So I actually think it would be better to focus for a minute and not actually like be able to fully mess them up. We do have a lot of overextension, so we're definitely going to be concentrating some development. We're going to encourage development, concentrate in Aden, and then we're going to make those subjects we were talking about earlier, which will involve so we actually can't release Dalmatia because they're in Croatian land. I will release Croatia as a subject. With Austria willing to join in, we got to strike now. We're going to strike now with Wallachia and Austria. I'm going to declare for Nassau, which is a province that these Venetians are on. We're going to try to crush them immediately over here. Our navy isn't quite ready yet, and they're not going to be ready for a bit because of the merchant shipbuilding malice from this privilege right here. So we're gonna see if we can kind of fend them off with the navy that we have over here, but Venice might intervene. Let's cross over. Completely stack wiped. That's what we wanted to see. We're gonna try to sink the Venetian navy, part of the Venetian navy in this Gulf. Very successfully. There's the rest of them. I'm just gonna keep fighting them here. Let's retreat for now. Right here we're going to take Restore Master of the Offices. It's probably not even the best reform from this tier, but I'm just going full in on the Roman LARP. Now, interesting left, since we have a statesman, it will actually reduce our improve our autonomy reduction from this. Alright, we crushed those rebels, and now we can actually finally help the war in the west. I'm going to full annex Rhodes. I delete this fort, because we don't need a expensive fort on an island, that's for sure. Core it. And the core should finish real quick, because it's Orthodox Greek land, so it's gonna core as quick as it possibly can. Right now we're gonna attack Venice and occupy it. Yeah, the anti-unionist revolts are getting crazy. I'm just gonna let that event sit there right now. No, so the siege of Venice should be really quick because it doesn't even have a fort, just a capital fort. Our 99% war score on Venice. Let's finish damaging their navy. We could make peace with them, but I actually want to full occupy all their... I want to destroy their navy, basically. Oh, perfect timing. We just got justified wars just in time to make this peace deal with the Catholics, or the Venetians who are Catholic, because I don't want a huge... I want a huge coalition going, so that should really help with that. There we go. Destroyed the Venetian navy. Give the core back to Albania. Give the Croatians their cores back. And so it's a bit of a coalition, but honestly, for me, that's within acceptable levels. So I'm also going to add on some gold on top of that and take all of this land. I know that we have completely reconquered the Balkans. Right? All of that is our land. It's under our purview. And now we can expand outwards from the Balkans. Now we do need to wait for some AE to calm down over here. I'm thinking of a war with the Mamluks next. Because of that we get further claims, which will help us. Army tradition, plus a permanent modifier, which will give us 0.25 prestige, and global military strength versus heretics, which is all these Catholics, so that's perfect for us. Alright, let's go ahead and click this decision finally. And if we can, I'd like to re-ally them. We'll see. Alright, we were actually able to snipe them back in time. And then going to seize Kremlins to put us closer to 30%. Going to send our army to destroy those rebels real quick. But then getting that decision completing that decision actually gives us a really good mission, which will give us another privilege, which will reduce our monthly autonomy, give us legitimacy, true faith. We're going to get a cathedral in Constantinople. We're going to improve our clergy loyalty. And then we're going to get a new monarchy, which will no longer spawn pretenders every time we have a new leader. So this is a huge leap in power for us, because we're honestly really being held back by that privilege and government reform. Bam. We're going to be way better off now. Even though we're still behind on Diplo, I'm going to take this because this will give us goods produce modifier. For now, though, I might stop going trade because I don't want our unbalanced research to go completely crazy. It will slowly become kind of debilitating to us. Just to put our crown land above 30%, I'm going to develop some provinces real quick. I know in the future in the mission tree, some of these provinces need to be developed, so I'm going to put some mill into them. Because we're ahead on mill tech, plus this will push us above crown land, so it's exactly what we want. In fact, that actually did complete a mission for us. It completed the Hexamillion Wall, which we don't really need or care about. We don't need a fort in Corinth at all. It's just one ducat a month we don't want to have to spend. So we're going to focus on our capital. Just for the sake of completing this, though, I am going to put 2 more mill into Constantinople. And we're going to say the walls don't need repairs, and since we're completing this at this point, that's actually going to give us some free monarch points because it'll overflow our prestige. Unfortunately, it looks like I get muted for a little bit there. I'll try to edit some of that out, but you might see some quiet footage there. That's on me. I apologize for that. But just a quick recap: we did we took some Ottoman land, took some, waited for some truces to end, and we attacked Theodoro, so we could also get to Genoa. I'm not quite sure when I was muted. Hopefully, it wasn't too long. Otherwise, that's gonna be pretty bad. But either way, I'll try to reduce that for you guys in post. I'm feeling pretty good about where we are, like, geopolitically. I just want to try to quickly wipe the full floor with Genoa. It's possible. There we go. And he's not going to give us any sort of decent peace treaty until we actually take some of his core Italian land. I'm going to not placate because I don't want to spend more of my prestige, but I'm going to pay off some debt for Croatia and send some manpower to Albania. We're going to go ahead and get another trade idea. We're on balanced research. We should be diploteching up, but I honestly just want to complete trade at this point. Quickly move our navy over. I'm thinking after Genoa, after the Genoa, we're going to end this episode here. But next episode, we're going to be attacking Venice because he looks very attackable right now. And then the only problem with that is aggressive expansion, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. But at the very least, I'm going to do a war with Venice. I just don't know how much land I'll actually be able to take. I'm also going to take this. It'll make institutions more expensive, but give me some missionary strength, which I want very badly. Perfect. We are occupied Genoa. We're crushing their navy, and they should actually be willing to give us a decent peace treaty now. We're going to take back our cores and then take over these provinces. And that's not even that much aggressive expansion, which leaves the door wide open on Venice. So then I'm going to take max money from them and piece them out. This gives us repulse the republics, which gives me a bunch of trade power in Constantinople. I really don't know how useful that is, because we're already gonna really be dominating Constantinople. I would love to see some trade power in Alexandria, because Alexandria is a hard node to lock down. But we didn't get that. That's okay. We can fully annex Theodoro. Bam. Max gold. And we still don't really have a coalition forming. We get Prince of the Lazes. We're going to get a bunch of claims and then a nice event. There's only one Roman Empire, so it's not in the game. We get even cheaper advisors with our culture. Some temporary power protection, which we don't really need, but I'll happily take. And some yearly legitimacy and improve the center of trade in Trebizond. So that's a pretty good outcome there. And instead of making peace, we're going to immediately then attack Venice. But this is actually going to be that for this episode. We're not even going to need Austria. We're just going to fully attack Venice on our own. But like I said, that's gonna wait till the next episode. If you want to see more of this kind of content, please let me know down below. And if you think I did good, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.